guys, welcome back to the channel, Yorkshire Crafter, and today we are going to have a look through issue 2, but first of all I just wanted to show you what Peter Rabbit is about. I know I've already done issue 2, and I've already done issue 1 even, but I just wanted to go through the leaflet and what the Beatrix Potter Peter Rabbit Patchwork Quilt is all about and what's included, and some of the subscriber gifts and things like that. So it says learn the art of applique and quilting, and this is the website www.peterrabbitquilt.com. It's a Hachette Patchwork. They've started going into more of arts and crafts, and whereas before I think they just used to do artwork builds, and Hachette at the moment have got the Disney cross stitch running, and they've had this Peter Rabbit running. I think there's only maybe a couple of months of this left, but as you guys saw, I got the big box of 50-60 odd issues, so it's at least 3/4 of the way through this now. So the first page, bring the characters of Beatrix Potter to life square by square. So this first page here, learn the techniques of patchwork, applique and embroidery to get everything you need to make a classic Peter Rabbit quilt, issue by issue, including fabric, embroidery thread and bonder web. That is the first square, issue 1 and issue 2. Stitch easy by hand. Each issue comes with everything you need for your next block. Your finished quilt will be the ultimate family heirloom or perfect gift. It goes into every issue. Quilt, what you'll be doing, a bit about Peter Rabbit and Beatrix Potter, baby building blocks, patchwork skills, and then we go on to this page here, history of quilting, your templates, inspiring items to make and show and give. So just for you, it's got the the pocket, the string bag, that's it. The patchwork pillow there, fashion, so it shows you a purse or a wallet, and then children, it shows you the blocks. Then relax and enjoy the art of quilting. Your quilt has a mix of adorable character squares and traditional patchwork blocks. Easy to follow step-by-step instructions. And then it goes into subscribe to Peter Rabbit Patchwork Quilt and get some free items plus fantastic free. Let me say that again. Subscribe to Peter Rabbit Patchwork Quilt and get 1 free issue plus fantastic free gifts. So it shows their rotary cutter, the cutting square, oh sorry, the quilting ruler even, fabric tin set, and then you get the binder and then the dividers, and yeah, they all came in. So this is the rotary cutter. Sorry, I just knocked the camera. That's the rotary cutter, and it says there on the back, Peter Rabbit Patchwork Quilt. And then there is the quilting square, the quilting block. So that came, both of those. Then there is the first binder. Let me lift the camera up a little bit there. Peter Rabbit Patchwork Quilt, and this is the binder. And then inside here you get the different dividers. So there's the character squares, there's the patchwork squares, there's the world of Peter Rabbit, make and create, so that's the blocks, the children's projects, history of quilting, skills library, then your templates. So yeah, you can easily divide up the magazines and the issues, but that is so cute. I've got Peter Rabbit, Jemima Puddle Duck, and then we've got some rabbits here just in the hedgerow. But yeah, there is 3 folders altogether that I've received. This is the one with the dividers in, obviously I have it as I've shown you. Then we get the 2 tins. So there's the small tin here. So this is a small tin, and it's got Mummy Rabbit, Peter Rabbit, and then the 3. So I have just put some leftover bits of fabric and the thread, and I've got my pencil in there as well, and my fabric pencils, fabric wax pencils. Then we have the big tin. Oops, blocking stuff. So this is the big tin. I think I'm going to use this for the patches. So I've got the Peter Rabbit patch so far that I've done. I did attempt to try and trace Peter Rabbit, but it just didn't work, so I had to cut that bit out of the video. But at least I've got the size of the square, and each patch size needs to be. So that is the big tin. I think that is everything, so I shall move some bits and pieces on to the bed, and then we can have a look at issue 2. So we have issue number 2. So let me get this open. I apologise for the crinkling, but I just have a thing about opening things straight out the packet with you guys on camera. So let's just move that to the side. That's some fabric and embroidery thread. So this is issue number 2. So again, we have the welcome page and the double 4 patch. Yep. So this goes into, yeah, the far patch. So it just gives you instructions of how to put the pieces together, cutting your fabric, patching the squares together, and then making up the patch at the end. So this is the character square and what we are going to be doing next. So let me lift it. Whoopsie, bit too far. So you don't want to see me, you want to see the magazine. So this is the next part for the Peter Rabbit. So add embroidery to your Peter Rabbit square to really help bring the character to life. So in your pack, 8 skeins of embroidery thread. So let's open it and we will go through the thread. So we have a brown, which they have numbered 01 brown, white, which they have labelled 08 white, yellow, 07 yellow, magenta, it's that one, is it that one, magenta? No, magenta, this one. 03 magenta, lovely pink flower is next. So 04 pink flower, maroon, which is this one, 02 maroon, lime green, which is this colour here, 06 lime green, and this one, emerald green, which is 05 in the magazine. So that is the embroidery threads. We will also need template 2, so I need to get that one out again. And then additional items, sharp sewing needle, which was included from issue 1, so I'll find the needles back out, and then some dressmaking scissors. So it goes through embroidering the face, so starting with the whiskers, then doing the eyes, or the eye, additional details to the body, so we go through and do the buttons, then we add an outline to the character, so we go around the outside, so all round the individual pieces as well. Finish outlining by sewing straight stitches across the inside of the inner ear, so that's the finishing step for that. Then it goes through embroidering the flowers, so it looks like it's just all the long stitches, so like for example this one. So this, no, so this first flower here, you just do the top half, you do the long or the short straight stitch, and then you do the lighter pink underneath, and then you add the details, what is it called, the stamen, the pollen bit in the middle, and then you carry on and you do the stems for the next flower, the leaves, and then you do the round ones, the ones that are just about to open, that are to bloom. And then, yeah, Peter Rabbit will be finished. So I'm just going to go through the rest of the magazine. So the table mat, so you can make a table mat. And then, yeah, so you've got to do the individual fabrics and cut all the different bits out, bringing it all together, making the table mat. So on these instructions, it does actually show a sewing machine, but then at the bottom here it does show a little bit of hand stitching. So Beatrix Potter's early childhood, so it goes into more of Beatrix Potter, and then all about double far patch. It says block facts. So name is double far patch. History: one of the earliest blocks from the pieced quilts made in the USA, developed from the idea taken by European settlers. Hard to date exactly, but examples exist of quilts made in this design in 1840s. Suitable for beginners. All plain fabrics or a mix of plain and printed work best. See overleaf for ideas. It's a bit of the history. So dating back to 1840s. And history of quilting. The versatile double far patch. So that's that design at the bottom here. So lots of little squares and then bigger patches, and sewing those all together. So these are the templates for the double far patch. So this is the bigger patch, and then obviously this is the smaller patch. So for example, this plain pink one would be the big patch, and then these four here would be the smaller, so it's the four together to make the same size as the big far patch there. So there's a cutting guide on the back. Yeah, for making the double far patch, and I think that is the next, yeah, so that will be the next patch, which I think will be in issue 3. I will have to have a look, but it does go into a bit of the double far patch, but then I think this issue is to finish off the Peter Rabbit, and then we will get into issue 3, which will be the next double far patch. So I am going to get all set up, get organised with everything I need. So I will see you guys in the next clip. So in a few. Right guys, I'm all organised and all set up. I've got my needle threaded for the first step, which is separate out 2 strands of brown thread. You'll be using 2 strands of each thread throughout the embroidery. Thread the needle, which I've done. Using stem stitch, sew from the top of the whisker to the end of the pencil line, making each stitch the same size. Fasten off, then repeat to add the remaining whiskers. So yeah, that's the next step. And then as it goes on, you finish and then you carry on. You know, you do those 3 whiskers, then you do the other 3, then you go on to the nose, and then you start doing the eye. You finish off the eye, and then using 2 strands of white embroidery thread, add 2 evenly spaced French knots to the eye for highlighting. Check your template for positioning. So by the looks of it, there's one at the top and then one at the bottom. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do the bits with the brown thread. When I've done that, I will come back and show you, and then we will move on to the white thread. So I'm going to get on with that, and then I shall be back with you. Right guys, I'm back. So I have done the embroidery on the character. So here is his whiskers, his nose, his eye, and the detailing for his buttons here, and then there's a couple of stitches, just you can just kind of see, and it says that's to do with the tufts of fur. So yeah, I'll just go through the different stitches. So what did it say for the whiskers? Using straight stitches. Straight stitches. So you just go up and then up and then up. So yeah, it's all in one straight line. So that was his whiskers, his nose, and then his eye. It says to use his eye. Satin stitch, which I went a little bit wrong on, because looking at this instruction, the satin stitch, you go straight across like it said for the leaf. So that's what I did, but in the magazine, keep moving papers about and being noisy, but the magazine shows that you do the bottom half to the middle, and then here you continue and do the top half, so you do it in like 2 halves, which is what it shows there. And then it says the white for the French knots, and the French knots it shows on here, you've got to wind the thread round the needle and then you go back down, and you should have a knot on the top of your fabric. Well, it kind of worked. I think I may have wound it round too many times. You're supposed to do 2, 3 at the most. I think I maybe did 4 or 5, so I went a bit over the top. So they are a little bit big, but I did them. And if you've been watching my Disney cross stitch, also by Hachette, which I'm doing, I struggled with French knots and quite a few people said an easier knot to do is the colonial knot, which I think you wrap it around your finger. I've watched a couple of videos, but it's been a while since. I think you wrap it round your finger and then you go then through that with your needle and then back down. I'm not sure the difference. You're still wrapping the thread round something, but it's been a while since I've watched it. But people say that the colonial knot is far easier. I had to get the template back out to see where to put the French knots on his eye, but that's about as far as I have got. I've got to do the flowers next, so what I'm probably going to do is work on those for I might get them finished today, but then I might have this might go up rather late. I don't know, you might not see this video now for a day or two because it's going to take me a while to get through these flowers and the detailing to do, but if it takes a couple of days, it takes a couple of days. Yeah, so you guys might not see this until the week after, possibly Tuesday next week. You might see this, but it just depends how long it takes me to do these flowers. But anyway, you'll see it when you see it. So I shall get on with the flowers and I shall be back to you guys. So see you in a bit. Hi guys, right, I'm back. Yeah. I struggled with the embroidery, you know, the flowers in the corners. So I think I mentioned in some previous videos and maybe Wednesday's live that I was struggling with the embroidery. So I mentioned about cutting the Peter Rabbit that I'd already done off the blue gingham because there was a duplicate issue 1, but I wasn't sure how I was going to then attach it, but I figured it out and it's all done and finished. So this is the first patch, and all I did was go round the existing running stitch round the edge of Peter, and I've just realised I have to finish off. I haven't finished the patch, have I? I've just realised I need to do the whiskers. So, but yeah, when I move on to video, well, when I move on to issue 3, I will show you Peter finished. So I will quickly do the whiskers and then I will show you when I get on to Peter Rabbit, Beatrix Potter. Yeah, I'm losing my words today. Peter Rabbit Patchwork Quilt issue 3. I will show you Peter finished and then we'll get into that 3rd issue. So I will see you in the next video. So yeah, I will get onto issue 3, which will be the first patchwork patch. Told you I'm losing my words today. But never mind. So I will end this video here, and yeah, issue 2 is finished. So thank you for watching and being very, very patient with me while I work through this Peter Rabbit patchwork quilt, because like I've said before, I've never done anything like this. I've never done patchwork, I've not done embroidery or detailing or anything like this before, so thank you to you for being very patient and very kind in your comments. And yeah, so I will leave this video here for now, and like I said, get on to issue 3. So remember guys, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Bye guys.